Section 3 of The City of Dreadful Night and Other Poems by James Thomson. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Section 3. To Our Ladies of Death. Tired with all these, for restful death I cry. Shakespeare, Sonnet 66. Weary of erring in this desert life, weary of hoping hopes forever vain, weary of struggling in all sterile strife, weary of thought which maketh nothing plain, I close my eyes and calm my panting breath and pray to thee, O ever quiet death, to come and soothe away my bitter pain. The strong shall strive, may they be victors crowned. The wise still seek, may they at length find truth. The young still hope, may purest love be found, to make their age more glorious than their youth. For me, my brain is weak, my heart is cold, my hope and faith long dead, my life but bold in jest and laugh, to parry hateful ruth. Over me passed the days and months and years, like squadrons and battalions of the foe, trampling with thoughtless thrusts and alien jeers over a wounded soldier lying low. He grips his teeth or flings at them words of scorn to mar their triumph, but the while, outworn, inwardly craves for death to end his woe. Thus I in secret call, O death, to thee, thou youngest of the solemn sisterhood, thou gentlest of the mighty sisters three, whom I have known so well, since first endued by love and grief, with vision to discern what spiritual life doth throb and burn through all our world, with evil powers and good. The three whom I have known so long, so well, by intimate communion, face to face, in every mood of earth, of heaven, of hell, in every season and in every place. That joy of life has ceased to visit me, as one estranged by powerful witchery, infatuate in a siren's weird embrace. First thou, O priestess, prophetess, and queen, Our Lady of Beatitudes, first thou, of mighty stature, of seraphic mien, upon the tablet of whose broad white brow unvanquishable truth is written clear, the secret of the mystery of our sphere, the regnant word of the eternal now. Thou standest garmented in purest white, but from thy shoulders wings of power half spread invest thy form with such miraculous light as dawn may clothe the earth with, and instead of any jewel-kindled golden crown, the glory of thy long hair flowing down is dazzling noonday sunshine round thy head. Upon a sword thy left hand resteth calm, a naked sword, two-edged and long and straight. A branch of olive with a branch of palm thy right hand proffereth to hostile fate. The shining plumes that clothe thy feet are bound by knotted strings, as if to tread the ground with weary steps when thou wouldst soar elate. Twin heavens, uplifted to the heavens, thine eyes are solemn with unutterable thought and love and aspiration, yet there lies within their light eternal sadness wrought by hope deferred, and baffled tenderness. Of all the souls whom thou dost love and bless, how few revere and love thee as they ought. Thou leadest heroes from their warfare here to nobler fields where grander crowns are won. Thou leadest sages from this twilight sphere to cloudless heavens and an unsetting sun. Thou leadest saints unto that pure air whose breath is spiritual life and prayer. Yet lo, they seek thee not, but fear and shun. Thou takest to thy most maternal breast young children from the desert of this earth, ere sin hath stained their souls or grief oppressed, and bearest them unto an heavenly birth, to be the vestals of God's fane above. And yet their kindred moan against thy love, with wild and selfish moans in bitter dearth. Most Holy Spirit, first self-conqueror, thou victress over time and destiny and evil in the all-deciding war, so fierce, so long, so dreadful, would that me thou hadst upgathered in my life's pure morn, unworthy then, less worthy now. Forlorn, I dare not, gracious mother, call on thee. Next thou, O Sibyl, sorceress and queen, Our Lady of Annihilation, thou of mighty stature, of demoniac mien, upon whose swarthy face and livid brow are graven deeply anguish, malice, scorn, strength ravaged by unrest, resolve forlorn of any hope, dazed pride that will not bow. Thy form is clothed with wings of iron gloom, but around about thee, like a chain, is rolled, cramping the sway of every mighty plume, a stark, constringent serpent, fold on fold of its two heads. One sting is in thy brain, the other in thy heart. Their venom pain, like fire, distilling through thee uncontrolled. A rod of serpents wieldeth thy right hand, thy left a cup of raging fire, whose light burns lurid on thyself as thou dost stand, thy lidless eyes tenebrously bright, thy wings, thy vestures, thy disheveled hair, dark as the grave, thou statue of despair, thou night essential, radiating night. Thus have I seen thee in thy actual form. Not thus can see thee those whom thou dost sway. Inscrutable enchantress, young and warm, part beautiful and brilliant, ever gay, thy cup, the very wine of life, thy rod, the wand of more voluptuous spells than God can wield in heaven. Thus charmest thou thy prey. The selfish, fatuous, proud, and pitiless, all who have falsified life's royal trust. The strong, whose strength hath fast in idleness. The great heart given up to worldly lust. The great mind destitute of moral faith. Thou scourgest down to night and utter death, or penal spheres of retribution just. Almighty Spirit, fraudful and malign, demon of madness and perversity, the evil passions which may make me thine are not yet irrepressible in me, and I have pierced thy mark of riant youth and seen thy form in all its hideous truth, I will not, dreadful mother, call on thee. Last thou, retired nun and throneless queen, Our Lady of Oblivion, last thou, of human stature, of abstracted mien, upon whose pallid face and drooping brow are shadowed melancholy dreams of doom, and deep absorption into silent gloom, and weary bearing of the heavy now. Thou art all shrouded in a gauzy veil, sombrous and cloud-like, all except that face of subtle loveliness, though weirdly pale. Thy soft, slow gliding footsteps leave no trace, and stir no sound. Thy drooping hands enfold their frail white fingers, and, unconscious, hold a poppy wreath, thine anodyne of grace. Thy hair is like a twilight round thy head. Thine eyes are shadowed wells from Lethe stream, with drowsy subterranean waters fed, obscurely deep, without a stir or gleam. The gazer drinks in from them with his gaze, an opiate charm to curtain all his days, a passive languor of oblivious dream. Thou hauntest twilight regions, and the trance of moonless nights, when stars are few and wan, within black woods, or over the expanse of desert seas abysmal, or upon old solitary shores, whose populous graves are rocked in rest by ever moaning waves, or through vast ruined cities, still and lone. The weak, the weary, and the desolate, the poor, the mean, the outcast, the oppressed, all trodden down beneath the march of fate, thou gatherest, loving sister, to thy breast, soothing their pain and weariness asleep. Then, in thy hidden dreamland, hushed and deep, dost lay them, shrouded in eternal rest. O sweetest sister, and sole patron saint of all the humble eremites who flee from out life's crowded tumult, stunned and faint, to seek a stern and lone tranquillity in Libyan wastes of time, my hopeless life, with famished yearning, craveth rest from strife. Therefore, thou restful one, I call on thee. Take me and lull me into perfect sleep, down, down, far hidden in thy duskiest cave, while all the clamorous years above me sweep unheard, or, like the voice of seas that rave on far-off coasts, but murmuring o'er my trance, a dim vast monotone that shall enhance the restful rapture of this inviolate grave. Upgathered thus in thy divine embrace, upon my eyes thy soft mesmeric hand, while wreaths of opiate odor interlace about my pulseless brow, babe pure and bland, passionless, senseless, thoughtless. Let me dream some ever slumbrous, never varying theme within the shadow of thy timeless land, that when I thus have drunk my inmost fill of perfect peace, I may arise renewed in soul and body, intellect and will, equal to cope with life whate'er its mood, to sway its storm and energize its calm, through rhythmic years evolving like a psalm of infinite love, and faith and sanctitude. But if this cannot be, no less I cry, come, lead me with thy terrorless control down to our mother's bosom, there to die by abdication of my separate soul. So shall this single, self-impelling piece of mechanism from lone labor cease, resolving into union with the whole. Our mother feedeth thus our little life, that we in turn may feed her with our death. The great sea sways, one interwoven strife, wherefrom the sun exhales a subtle breath, to float the heavens sublime in form and hue, then, turning cold and dark, in order due, rain, weeping back, to swell the sea beneath. One part of me shall feed a little worm, and it a bird on which a man may feed. One lime the mold, one nourish insect sperm, one thrill sweet grass, one pulse in bitter weed. This swell a fruit, and that evolve in air. Another trickle to a springlet's lair, another paint a daisy on the mead, with cosmic interchange of parts for all, through all the modes of being numberless of every element as may befall. And if earth's general soul has consciousness, their new life must with strange new joy be thrilled, of perfect law all perfectly fulfilled. No sin, no fear, no failure, no excess. Weary of living isolated life, weary of hoping hopes forever vain, weary of struggling in all sterile strife, weary of thought which makes nothing plain, I close my eyes and hush my panting breath, and yearn for thee, divinely tranquil death, to come and soothe away my bitter pain. 1861. End of section 3.